Did you prepare a written report, by the way?
Yes, and I have it with me.
And it's broken down into some headings?
Yes.
And I thought this would be helpful. Can you read heading number 1?
The persisting neurological symptoms Mr. Sanderson reports since the February 2016 ski accident are likely attributable to pre-existing health conditions.
Okay. Is that indeed your opinion?
Yes.
And on what is it based?
So based on my review of the records, his mental health professionals that evaluated him before and after, if you look at the trajectory of those evaluations, it looks essentially the same before and after. Also based on review of the imaging, and afterwards the neuropsychology testing that was normal or above normal compared to population.
Okay, let's hit all of them, and then we'll go back if needed. Are you able to bring up 2?
Yeah, just a second.
Well, he brings up number 2. Comment upon the patient's pre-existing injuries. Which ones did you find particularly important?
The pre-existing condition of depression and anxiety is the most salient.
Okay.
Pre-existing condition.
And how is it that his pre-existing depression and anxiety is related to his complaints of post-collision symptoms?
So the depression and anxiety can cause all of the symptoms that he is complaining of post-collision. And if you look at the records and you were able to remove the collision, just so just make it evaporate, the history reads coherently. This is a man in his 70s with depression and anxiety, and it's gotten bad enough to the point that it's impairing memory and concentration and other activities that he was used to doing.
So is another way of saying that if we removed the collision, he never had a collision that day, it still makes sense, his trajectory?
Right. If you read the medical records from before the injury through now, and you remove the injury, it doesn't change the trajectory of his complaints.
So
his
for
evaluation by his health professionals.
For instance, if we look at his medical record, let's say just 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, did you know he went to the VA doctor that day?
Yep.
With complaints of, I'm feeling really old, I can't do what I used to be able to do. That was pre-injury, correct?
Correct.
And then you compare it to his records even soon after the collision. You're saying it doesn't really show anything happened, correct?
Hasn't changed his course.
Okay. And whenever you're ready, James. Can you read your opinion number 2?
The only neurological problems Mr. Sanderson...
I object to reading a report to the jury. You can tell it. No problem with that, but you shouldn't be reading it.
We already dealt with this.
Yeah, overruled. I think I ruled on it.
Go ahead.
The only neurological problems Mr. Sanderson has had may be partly The only neurological problems Mr. Sanderson has had that may be partly attributable to the ski accident are those associated with the mild concussion he experienced during the accident.
Okay. Can you fill in the meat on those bones? Help us understand that a little.
Yes, so my opinion is if he had a concussion, it was very mild. More likely than not, I would say 95% or more that he would have made a full recovery from that concussion within a few weeks,